champion this week? We're on the loose in Antrim for the Toshiba Equine Stages Rally, where the locals go AWOL in their efforts to shape up against a World Rally Championship professional, Armin Schwarz. Antrim Forests, 2 days before the Mid-Antrim Motor Club's closing round of the Woodland Furniture Northern Ireland Stages Championship, and there's a very interesting visitor in the Glens.
Welcome to Ireland. Is this your first time in Ireland?
Yes, my very first time. I mean, I've heard a lot about it, but I never have been here before.
And are you looking forward to this rally?
Yes, very much. If the roads are like that what I've seen today, I mean, I look very much for it. We're testing, in fact, for the RSC, and we are here for Toshiba, and I think Toshiba, they would like to see a win, and that's what we are trying to do.
The former Ford World Championship driver is in a World Rally car Escort. And in a very different Escort, the Lurgan clubman, who has hopes of claiming the Northern Ireland Group N Championship prize.
Never tested before in my life. Hopefully maybe be a good idea at the time, so soon see on Saturday if it's going to work or not. Hopefully, but there's a lot of guys there right now and more or better machinery, I suppose, so but we'll give it a go anyway.
Better machinery, said Martin. Machinery does not come much better than the RED prepared Escort.
40-mile rally, and I can see the van's full of stuff. If you could take us through some of the stuff you actually carry for the car in an event like this.
Right, for the car we carry the rear hubs, we carry spare gearbox, which is at the bottom there, carry the alternators,
the total
motor.
Cost of what you carry
here
in the
we
van
carry
for an event like
drive
this.
shafts.
Give us an idea.
150,000.
150,000 would keep Martin rallying for the next decade.
Yes, this is the height of our spurs. Probably end up borrowing something off someone else more than likely, but there's possibly some things that we in a hurry John can get sort of put back onto the car in service.
How much does this spares package add up to in money?
Well, I suppose if you had a tenner on you, you could have it all away with you now.
£150,000 worth of spares with one team and 10 with the other. So how can two Escort Cosworths be so different?
The Ford World Rally car, how does all this work, Armin?
Well, it's quite simple. It's like on other cars, you have 3 pedals, you have a gear shift. I mean, this is a difference that you have a sequential gearbox, which is obviously much quicker, and the main thing is it's much more precise, because if you shift, you have the gear what you want. You're not missing gears. That's the advantage of a sequential box. You have a fly-off handbrake. I mean, we need the handbrake not to park the car. I mean, we need to get it around some corners sometime. And all the rest is like information, what I'm getting.
Probes in the tyres and electronics everywhere. Lavery's level of technology is somewhat more basic.
Well, basically in the Group N car we run with a standard gearbox, which is just normal as you would get in your road car, 5 gears. Our handbrake is standard as well. We have a few things which are maybe a bit to give it a bit more go, and that would be the anti-lag, so the car is hopefully a bit quicker out of junctions and stuff. And basically after that it's all standard. There's really nothing more to it.
Similar in shape they may be, but under the skin it all changes, and the budget to run them does also.
Dennis, we've seen the World Rally car running today. How much does it cost to run that car on this event, including preparation at the start and everything?
You really want to know, don't you?
Yeah.
I think if we had to come over just for this event, you will be looking at £25,000 just to do this event.
£25,000 to do the event in the RAD car. Now, in Martin's car, John McClure will tell us, how much has Martin spent to do this event?
Well, we run mostly on a friendship basis and work together that way, and I'm sure it cost Martin £700-800 maximum, I would think.
2 Escorts in the same rally, but they might as well be in 2 different worlds.
2 boys standing in front of me here. How far behind Armin will you finish?
If I can get within 8 minutes over 40 stage miles, I'll be happy.
How much will you win the rally by?
Well, if it is 1 second is enough.
The majority of the 104 entrants in Ireland's premier forestry event are regulars in the Northern Ireland Championship. And with the title still to be decided between John McKeown, Raymond Johnson, Robin Phillips and Gary White, the presence of the great German driver is little more than an interesting distraction. Others, however, have come to take on the challenge.
I just want to have a go at this plum. You know, realistically, to beat that type of machinery and that type of driver will be a tough challenge, but we'll have to have a go at it.
It's a tremendous target for a local man, isn't it?
Oh, it is, yes. It's fantastic to see somebody of this calibre come in here to do, you know, which is really a wee club rally. It's fantastic.
James Leckie has won the Antrim event twice in the past.
We're really just going to go out, and it's the first time in anger in the forest. Yes, we'll not be holding back. No excuses. I'm going to try today and try hard. It's just interesting to see what the car can do in the forest, and that might lead to things next year.
You've left one name out, Mr. Schwarz.
Yeah, well, there is opposition, and there's more than one. There's the championship contenders, the regulars, who have a lot of experience and match fitness, let's say. Derek and John and the rest of the guys. But yeah, Mr. Schwarz, people are saying that he won't be used to the narrow woods. He's been rallying all over the world. He'll be very used to narrow woods.
Today I have to drive a safe rally. I've nearly finished in the top 5 registered to secure an Northern Ireland Championship. To me, that's all that matters, is trying to win the Northern Ireland Championship. Schwarz, Derek, James Leckie, they're no threat to me. The threat is Robin Phillips getting 15 points and me not finishing is the problem. I have to finish.
Is it hard to get back in just once a year sort of outing?
It's hard to stay away for more than once a year. That's the problem. It's in your blood, and people encourage you. Well, are you coming out? And this is the one that we love to do, the local event, and the quality field. You see how many people love to do it, and it's very difficult to stay away from it.
Now, you very kindly rolled in front of us last year.
I really didn't know you were there, Plum. If I'd known you were there, I probably wouldn't have done it, but it did me no harm.
There are 3 loops of stages during the day: Ballyboley, Cappana and Glenara Forests before the first service. Then it's Littlebegs, Slievenora, Parkmore and Glenarath. And finally Littlebegs, Slievenora and Parkmore once again before the finish.
Schwarz's presence has brought out a celebrity audience. Former Northern Ireland Rally champions Sean Heveron and Kenny McKinstry, RIAC champion John Gilleese, and Davy Greer and Philip Young are among the hundreds who've trekked into the woods to see the 1997 RAC Rally winner and European Rally champion in action. And they won't be disappointed.
30, right 4, 30, left 4 short.
Co-driver Manfred Himier obligingly calls the pace notes in English as we set out on the 10-test adventure.
50 after crest, left 4, 30 caution, right 4 minus, tightens 2.
The Brett Martin Ballyboley Forest stage opens the day's action, and from the first kilometre of this 4.6 mile test, it's a pure masterclass.
Right 3 to 4 short.
The 300-plus horsepower Cosworth is being glided across the loose surfaces in a manner seldom witnessed on these shores. This man is in a different class, world class. Enjoy his artistry from RPM's exclusive onboard camera in the RED Escort.
30 after crest, no pass, 30 caution, junction right 2 to 3.
The 1.8 miles of Cappana Wood follow Ballyboley Forest, and there are no surprises when the timekeepers check their watches. Armin is fastest on both.
Right 3 over crest, narrow.
Then it's a 1.7 mile KBB Doors Glenarath test. By the first service in Glenara Forest Park, the German is 10 seconds in the lead. But as Kenny can see, the locals aren't being disgraced. Leckie in the Cable-Tel Impreza leads the chase through Ballyboley in a superb display that leaves him just 3 seconds shy of the professional. But look at the front wheel of the TR Fastenings car at the end of Cappana Wood. James has been in the wars.
We went through that last stage there, and we just came over a crest and came across another competitor who was limping through the stage. They obviously had a problem. and it was a narrow section. It was quite narrow getting past, and I must have just clipped them on the way through, and it's taken a wheel off and destroyed the suspension. So we've replaced what we can, but I'm afraid it's a lot more damage than we originally anticipated, so we're out.
The car that James encountered belongs to Kevin O'Kane, who's naturally concentrating on his own problems. That's Vincent Fergus under the hood and holding onto the throttle to get the car out of the stage. There's dedication and dedication. With Lecky's sad demise, Derek McGarrity and Kenny McKinstry's hired Subaru takes up the chase. The Eurocables car's flying, and the Tarmac Group N champions are obviously enjoying their return to the trees. John McKeown and Francis Regan are staying out of this race and concentrating on their championship aspirations. But Trevor Moore has had a bad start. He ditched the MTC Escort in Ballyboley, losing a minute. Dennis Biggerstaff is in third place after 3 stages. The Group N battle is intense. So intense that Mervyn Hill in Terry Harriman's hired Evo 3 and Raymond Mason, who's really letting it all hang out here in the Sierra, are only separated by 2 seconds in 4th and 5th places overall. Charlie Donnelly has the big forestry wheels on his Meteor Celica, but hydraulic failure will cause its early retirement. Robin Phillips has a real chance in the championship should McKeown not finish. Raymond Johnson is another in with a shout. He's 1 place behind Phillips in 8th. But the 4th championship contender, Gary White, has yet to make it into the top 10.
On board our other escort, Martin Lavery and Mark Hanna are settling in their mascot car.
2 left in the jump and 2 left, slippy. 40 continues, caution 2 right into tight 5 right.
They cannot currently match the pace of their Group N championship rival Raymond Mason, as there are many hazards in the forestry game.
In the absolute 1 right, go 250.
That was Roy Hazlitt's car in the ditch.
Right over crest, 60.
Adrian Dodds is on hand to catch Andy McGee doing a wall of death on stage 1. The first of our saw doctors.
Go, go, go.
Andy makes it to the end of the stage, but with obvious damage. Robert Woods, on the other hand, is having a field day with his camcorder. Dixon's Sunbeam gently slides into the undergrowth. McAllister's Avenger is ushered into disaster. Finley's Peugeot gets well stuck in. McFerrin's Mark II Escort takes a brief detour.
The Toshiba Equim Stages Rally, where the clubmen are, as always, entertaining. But it's the superstar, Armin Schwarz, that the punters have come to see, and they're not being disappointed. The Dixon Contracts Little Beg stage is a 1.3-mile taster for what's to come. On this short blast, the RED Escort gains a further 2 seconds. But now, for the big one. The 8.3-mile carried a forklift Slevenora Marathon, with long, long straights, frightening leaps, and deep, deep ditches on either side of the narrow tracks. Up to now, it's been a matter of a few seconds on each stage, but on Slevenora, Armin is 17 seconds clear of the rest. On the 3-mile McGee Autobody Parkmore stage, Armin increases his lead by another 6 seconds, and by the end of the second loop, the German is over half a minute ahead. But there are rumours of road penalties, so all may not be as comfortable as it seems in the Toshiba camp. Derek McGarity is by far the best of the rest, and almost 3/4 of a minute ahead of his nearest rival. The Belfast man, with Victor Carruthers on the notes, is driving out of his skin in his efforts to uphold local honour on a day that will go down in the folklore of Irish rallying. Championship leader John McKeown in the Auxhall Sierra seems happy enough back in 7th place, but the Ballymoney driver damaged the steering rack on an earlier jump, and as John Greer's camera shows, it's hard to keep your concentration when you're not driving at 10/10ths. Dennis Bickerstaff and Guy Carlisle can be proud of their 3rd place. Followed by the amazing Mervyn Hill, who leads Group N. Robin Phillips is 5th, but he'd need to be ahead of Bickerstaff and have McKeown a lot further behind to have any hope of taking the championship. However, Gary White's plight is worse, as his championship year is about to end in a most dramatic fashion. In the replay, we can see that the steering has gone and the front left wheel is at right angles to the direction that Gary would like it to be in. Exit Gary, and another RPM curb camera. Robert Woodside has returned from the English forests to show us what he's learnt. He's in 6th place and 2nd in Group N. Equal in time with the entertainer of the Northern Ireland Series, Glenn Allen. Raymond Mason and Billy McCullums are powering towards that Group N championship win in their Wilson Development Sierra. And then it's Raymond Johnson from Ballinamallard, the former kart racer who's the find of the 1998 Northern Ireland Rally season. Kevin O'Kane and Vincent Fergus have recovered from their 2nd stage drama, but the former All-Ireland Forestry champion has lost too much time to be in the big prizes today. Trevor Moore, Ronnie McCartney's son-in-law, will hit turbo problems. But aboard the mascot Escort, things are going smoothly. Remember Martin's wish to finish just 8 minutes behind Armin? Well, let's see how he's doing. After 7 of the 10 tests, Martin and Mark are exactly 3 minutes behind. So they've 5 minutes in hand over the next 12.5 stage miles. Well, that sounds very feasible. And more importantly, they're inside the top 20 and lying 4th in Group N. Alan Thompson is taking part in his first rally, and he and his son have ambitions to do the World Championship RAC Rally in 1999. Paul Crossan has won the UK Nissan Micra Challenge this year, and David Patterson, who's guaranteed to get in the bulletins, is finding the Micra a mega challenge in the Antrim Forests. But Frank Kelly and his co-driver Francie McGuckian are heading towards the notorious Parkmore roller coaster, which has caught out so many drivers in the past. Philip Blakely's dramatic pictures show us that the Dungannon pair are lucky to survive this major impact. The rear-wheel drive Fiesta gets out of phase over the high-speed jumps, and from there on they're relying on the safety measures that must be built into a competition car. And you can see how effective they are.
Clonera Forest Park surface, and as the red mechanics swarm over Armin's car, we catch up with the man who will lead Skoda's attack in the World Championship in 1999. Going well, Armin?
Yeah, very well. No problem at all.
So you're substantially in the lead at the moment, are you?
Yes, I think we had a good time on the long one. What was very, very loose surface. For that we did some adjustment to the suspension to get better traction, and obviously it helped a lot.
And how do you find the stages?
The stages are nice. I mean, they're very, very nice, very quick. But that's the kind of stage what I like anyway. And you had a few, big jumps after getting into deep dips. And that was the question for us. We didn't know how really it is going over this section, but it was going very well.
The work all seems to have been done in the McKinstry camp as the Eurocables Impreza awaits the final 3 tests. Second overall, happy enough?
Yeah, as happy as we can be. You know, obviously we'd like to be first overall, but it's highly unlikely with Armin Schwarz here.
He's setting quite a pace.
He is, it's fantastic pace, but it's only to be expected. He is a World Championship level driver, so it's only to be expected.
There's not a mechanic to be seen around Martin Lavery's car, probably because Martin doesn't have many mechanics. It's one of the joys of rallying, isn't it, that a clubman like yourself can actually compete in the same event as somebody like Armin?
Certainly, yeah, it's excellent. Obviously, first time, like, it's obviously if anyone I think of this level at clubman level here now in the Northern Ireland Championship, I don't think anyone of world status has been here before. Stand corrected, but it's nice, yeah, and he's a nice guy. We were testing with him the other day, and it's good fun.
By the time the lower seeds get their second run through the stages, they need graders rather than rally cars. The experienced Alan Jardine, whose Escort has a defective limited slip differential, gets well and truly stuck in Slievenora. Des Crossen goes for the inside line. And now the stage is blocked. But international rescue is at hand. And just in time for Philip Hunter from Cookstown, who flies past his stranded neighbour.
Now for the class winners. The Heaney brothers take the small Group N class in their Toyota. Paul Crossan completes an excellent year in his Micra with a Class 3 win. Alistair Cochrane wins the hotly contested Class 4 in the Portrush Drivers rear-wheel drive Escort. Antrim driver Paul Mogi wins Class 5 in Trevor Moore's old Escort.
And now for the top 15. The ever-entertaining Mark Barnett is 15th and second in Class 6. Crumlin driver Keith White in his unique rear-wheel drive Escort is 14th overall. Jerry Brown, with the front disc brake going metal to metal here, is lucky to finish in 13th place. Tom Spence brings the Snapper Subaru home in 12th place. Ahead of him is the Group N example belonging to Robert Moffat. Third in Group N and 10th overall, Robert Woodside Jr. Raymond Johnson with Ivan Fisher, who's runner-up in the co-driver series, finished their excellent season in 9th place. Raymond Mason and Billy McCullens finish 8th and win the Group N championship. In 7th, the new Woodland Furniture champions, John McKeown and Francis Regan. John also takes the Mid-Antrim Motor Club's championship.
John, it's a very, very big evening for you now.
It is, yeah. Today wrapped up 2 championships today and just over the moon.
Never over the moon, but often over the top. Glenn Allen and Adrian Johnson are an excellent 6th, proving that entertaining driving can bring results. Robin Phillips has to be a little disappointed with 5th, as he has lost the championship. However, Mike Gibson takes the Irish co-drivers double by winning both the Northern and Southern Series. And then it's that man Mervyn Hill, comes out of retirement to take 4th place and Group N, with Nigel McGee on the notes. Fabulous. Dennis Biggerstaff, 2nd on the Tar in Cavan and now 3rd in the Forest. The Metro Biggerstaff combination works in any conditions. Gary Carlisle calls his notes. And the pair who can hold their heads high after showing one of the best in the world that the locals are no pushover. Derek McGarrity and Victor Carruthers finished just over a minute behind our celebrity guest. We couldn't have asked for anything more. Something to tell your grandchildren about there, Derek.
Well, nice to get your hand shaken by that sort of quality of a field.
Oh, it is, yeah. It's a different league, just a different league plum, but we sort of expected it to be a different league, but I'm happy enough, you know, we finished within a minute of them, which isn't too bad, I suppose.
But those who travelled into the Antrim Forests on the 7th of November 1998 will remember these moments for many years to come. It's a day that the taste of the World Championship came to Ulster, and we have to thank Armin Schwarz and Manfred Heyer for that. The amicable Germans gave us everything. Just watch the next sequence in Slieven Ora for commitment. We're flat in 6th and doing about 120 miles an hour. Jonathan Miller and Gordon Dunn capture the magic moments. We simply do not see driving of this standard at home. It's no disgrace to the locals. As we said in the beginning, this man is world class. Come back soon, Mr. Schwarz. You'll be very, very welcome. Satisfactory day?
Yeah, it was a nice day. Very clean and no problems. So we achieved what we want to do here. It was a nice day.
And it gives you a bit of confidence for the RAC now?
Well, I think for the RAC I need really confidence, and that was just a shakedown today. On the RAC I think the pace will be much quicker, and I think we will face quite a big competition there.
Well, Schwarz has predicted wins, but how far behind is Martin? Compare the two Escorts over these two sequences in Slieven Ora. Armin is through the corner as Martin is entering it. .92 seconds for Armin, 25.56 seconds for Martin, over 3 seconds slower in this one section of forest, but he finishes well within his prediction.